Assalamualaikum and good morning. Thank you to all the Committee of International Conference on Engineering Technology, Vocational Education and Social Science ICOSAH for. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Abdul Rahman from Civil Engineering Department, Sultan Mizan Zainal Abidin Polytechnic, Dungun, Terengganu. On behalf of other two members in this group, who are technologists Sani bin Idris from Mechanical Department, Sultan Mizan Zainal Abidin Polytechnic, and Dr. Muhammad Effendi Mature from Faculty of Education, University Kebangsaan, Malaysia. Today, I would like to share with all of you my presentation with the topic of QR code lab manual design towards practical laboratory implementation in Polytechnic. Introduction. QR code has been widely used in various fields and abroad education. However, the application of QR code purposely in teaching and learning in this country is still in infancy. The awareness of the existence of the technology need to be considered by educators as a diversity tools comply with the needs and requirements of student learning style nowadays. The laboratory practice, a basic mastery of science subject matter to develop scientific reasoning abilities, practical skill, understand the nature of science, enlightening interest of science, improve teamwork abilities as well. Several studies on integrating mobile learning with QR code that seem similar with positive feedback from students from Beacon, Durak, Ali, Low and So, Gogova, Rikala, and Kankareta. Quick Response Code QR are two-dimensional barcode stored data link user to online content by smartphone used as QR code scanner. In previous study, the QR code not widely been used as a manual lab work, especially in Polytechnic. Instead of using QR code as to answer question, quiz and test as stated by Low and So 2010. Thus, this presentation or this research is to explore the potential use of QR code lab manual for laboratory assessment among engineering students in Polytechnic. So in conventional, we still use a lab sheet in implementing laboratory work. So for the new approach, we use QR code with mobile learning. The objective of this study. The first, to develop a QR code manual lab for the experiment 1 physical quantities and measurement in engineering science course. The second objective of the study is to examine the student reflection using QR code manual lab. The third is to examine the level of ease of useness, usefulness, and enjoyness on using QR code lab manual. Problem statement. The traditional lab should need educators to do demonstration of the experiment in front of class with big number of students and need to repeat the demonstration twice to ensure that they understand the way to implement the experiment. As shown in figure, when a lecturer explained about the experiment and crowd by all the students surrounding her. So, with the new approach, is students able to see a demonstration video by their own using the mobile device frequently during process of laboratory work. Research methodology. This research used a quantitative approach with employed a cross-sectional quantitative survey method among 64 respondents using purposive sampling. The quantitative approach used in this study because of its ability to gather and analyze data for numerical setting to explain phenomena that are studied is stated by Gay and Mills 2018. The data obtained using self-administered online survey because they are less expensive, no cost of copying surveys, and no coding necessary. Thus, the results are ready for statistical analysis almost immediately, as said by Hay, Kelsey, Oritino, and Bush 2013. Then the data collection was conducted using an online survey which required participants to respond to all items before submitting their answers. This prevents the possibility of missing data. After completing the experiment, students were given a link to fulfill the questionnaire on Google Form. There's all the 64 number of students who are using the QR code lab manual give a reflection, a comment, or a feedback through the Google Form. The next still on research methodology. The process of QR code lab manual is stated in objective 1 or first objective. So QR code lab manual has been developed to improve and replace conventional method using lab sheet for practical implementation of the experiment 1, physical quantities and measurement in engineering science course. This method combines learning technology that encourages students to actively participate during the laboratory practical session. So the figure shows how to create or develop the QR code lab manual, starting with a prepare embedded document, generate a QR code, and then to enable the required text URL, insert the proposed information. QR code generator will create the QR code and save the generate image file QR code, and the last one, test the QR code for the user. The content of QR code lab manual is designed which is applicable for mobile learning. The learning materials embedded in QR code follow the sequence of laboratory process step by step. Student needs to scan QR code lab manual which display of objective, procedures, tools, data, recording tables, and video tutorials on how to do the experiment are included to make it easier for students to view them on a frequent basis. So these show how QR code lab manual works. The experiment is conducted in a science laboratory where 4 students are assigned in a group, and the number of group is depend on the total number of students in that class. Then a student needs to download a set of QR code which represent one lab worksheet, either via e-learning portal, CDOS, WhatsApp, or other sharing file platform. All the group members has their own task, which is they use phone as a QR code display. Then other student will scan the QR code, and the other one is use laboratory equipment and view the information displayed such as instruction, diagrams, table, and tutorial videos. This will create a situation where all the group members will participate in lab works and at the same time optimize the use of smartphone as a platform for mobile learning, easy to use and paperless. We can see in the figure, students scan the QR code and the other members in the group doing a lab work based on the instruction shows, and the other members do the experiment by measuring using a vernier caliper, then checked on a real time by a lecturer, so that a lecturer can recognize which students are problem regarding the laboratory implementation, so lecturer can go to the students or to the group to help them. Result and discussion. So the Polytechnic lab manual card or Polytechnic lab manual issued is 9 embedded QR code for experiment 1 that used for student for previous explanation. Okay, for result and discussion, after the experiment complete, students were asked to write a reflection about the challenge faced, their feeling, the general opinion throughout the experience on using the QR code lab manual. Some of the reflection at the end session of laboratory work regarding the 9 embedded complete QR code. Just in a figure. This is some of a student reflection with a question of what's your opinion regarding use of QR code MLC? So students say the code is very user-friendly, creates cooperation between teammates, but need more practice to use it wisely. The other student comment, the experience was I get from this lesson of QR code is very good and it make our lesson have fun and easy to do it before doing the lab sheet. Another thing is if I don't know how to use anything lab item, I can watch video from the internet. That's been a bet on the QR code given to them. Another question, what about the content embedded in QR code MLC? So it's very good as all the data and information has been correctly ordered and this will prevent students from being confused. What the most thing you like using this method of laboratory implementation? This method helped me finish my report faster and quicker. QR code will make my work easy to send to my lecturer. They also can track my progress in her phone. Another comment is easy to do the experiment. Make the experiment more effective. The period of doing the experiment more short. The application is suitable for teaching and learning. Lecturer can check our mistake while doing the experiment quickly. Then the rest said, I like use Lightning QR because easy to get answer. Also happy because my team are doing together. So we also take a look any challenge you face in using QR code lab manual. Some of students said it's quite difficult to adopt in using QR code lab manual. My group has no choice but to refer to the lecture to use this QR code. Somehow it finds interesting and it helps my teammate to get serious in our practical class. This is a result from a questionnaire which consists of three constructs, ease of useness, usefulness, and enjoyness. So the table shows a descriptive statistics with mean score for ease of use 4.06, the usefulness 3.955, enjoyness 4.025. The reliability for all items in pilot test are 0.953 and considered as good and acceptable. Table 2 shows the level ease of useness on using QR code lab manual, which have 5 items. QR code made easy to website QR code made access to website link easy to scan the QR code, easy to learn how to scan QR code, speed of scanning QR code was sufficient, QR code was simple and convenient to use. So we see the data, most of the respondents agree and strongly agree for all the items of the level ease of useness. What about the level of usefulness? Also, we have 6 items. We can see on the table there, most of them also give a good feedback, agree and strongly agree for all the items. The level of enjoyness on using QR code lab manual. QR activities are very interesting, which contribute 46.9%. And also the rest of the items, if students enjoy interacting with QR code, have a positive feeling, and they would like to do QR again, then they would like to encourage other students to use to support in class activity. The conclusion. The new approach for laboratory practice that gives more flexible space for pedagogy and student learning style nowadays. The design phase of QR code lab manual is imperious to ensure the sequence of lab manual for experiment 1. The positive reflection from students shows the design of QR code-led manual reflect the objective of the experiment goals. The interactive display generated by a scanning QR code brings an exciting experience, contribute a happy mood during a practical laboratory process for students because of deep exploration feeling to know the content of embedded QR code. Students also perceive QR code-led manual as a usefulness tool and easier to use in future. Based on the study findings and discussion, it is recommended that they should be further study on the different experiment with the new design of QR code and addition or construct of students' attitude and educators' perspective to strengthen the result. In addition, in-depth study by using augmented reality to create a 3D content embedded in QR code. By augmented application, user able to scan QR code to view 3D model in augmented reality. Researchers need to inform students to install related application with Lighting QR code reader, Google Sheet, and augmented application before the laboratory practice session started. A sufficient mobile data should be prepared by each of the students, although free Wi-Fi product provided by institution. Moreover, better to have data entry system for online experiment data. The innovative teaching practice will serve the authentic learning environment, which a student to engage within online learning material and enhance the awareness of the technology growth. So this is a reference